So, the players are about to start the game now. Some context real quick. The playoffs of the European Team Carcassonne Online Championships have started. This is the so-called previous round. This is the first playoff round. So now we have 12 teams remaining contending for the title. 4 teams have already guaranteed their spots in the quarterfinals because they won their groups. These teams are Belarus, Latvia, Ukraine, and Germany. And the other 8 remaining teams will need to play a little playoff battle. So it's something between 1/8 of finals and 1/4 of finals. So I'm gonna call it 1/6 of finals. This is actually called the previous rounds in the championship terminology, but this means playoff has started. So whoever wins advances to the quarterfinals. Whoever loses, they will what is going to say? Whoever loses is out of the championship. And here's what we gonna do. We're gonna watch I think let's watch the player Vladimir Chendev, 71st, playing against Visitor Q, because Visitor Q is, I think, one of the highest, if not the highest rated player on the Catalonian lineup. Vladimir Kovalev against Kasim Lowell is definitely an interesting pairing as well. But I felt that we've already seen a lot of Vladimir on our channel and not that much 71st. Mikhail Rus, also very strong Russian master, would be interesting. And also he has like a high variance, risky style. Maybe we get to have a peek at this game. But the games have already started, so let's just jump into it. So we're gonna go for 71st. All right. They've already playing for 5 minutes. They've played already quite a lot. They made quite a few moves. That's interesting. That's interesting. And well, the meeple counts is definitely heavily skewed towards the player with the red meeples, the Catalonian player with the screen name Visitor Q. On the other hand, this red meeple just got blocked with a high likelihood. Actually, there's only one tile remaining that fits here, and there's no dividers to separate this meeple, so this meeple is likely lost for red, and black has a nice field over here. On the other hand, I think a lot what's going to decide the outcome of this game has to do with this black city over here. If black gets to complete this city and gets his 2 meeple back, well, then he will be in a very good situation. On the other hand, if Visitor Q with this tile right here puts it over here, starts a new city and blocks 2 black meeples, now Vladimir is in great trouble. And check this out, it's definitely the most unpleasant kind of situation when your opponent blocks you and then immediately you get the tile which would have saved you. So yeah, the life is looking very hard if you're Vladimir. But you know, it looks like a close fight, I was about to say, but now Reds finishes this city over here, and the Catalonian player now with a clear edge. So I think we already need to start thinking where black can look for some major risk and some great point scoring opportunities to win the game. So one thing that black could do in this situation is this move over here. Just put this right under here and try to reattack the city. In an equal position, this wouldn't be a good move because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the triple cities that could go here are already out. And, you know, you can't really risk it. But if you're this far behind as black right now, then possibly a good solution was to risk it. So Instead, black chooses to start a new field. This is an idea that I'm not a huge fan of, actually, because big fields favor the player with more meeples. Yeah, this fields look great. I mean, he's gonna get another city and get 12 points, but here's an attacking point over here, here's an attacking point over here, so you could just create a big feature, and what's gonna happen is that the red player is gonna attack from this side, and just win the game. Not particularly helpful that black gets a useless tile for them. Now, if you're visitor queue, you have a range of interesting options. You can... so red prematurely chose to attack the field. There's a couple moves that I like better. I liked grabbing 3 points over here to almost completely block this monastery and creates another option for connecting to the field. Because you see, now black actually managed to complete the monastery, and now maybe the game is looking not as hopeless for them. If black manages to win back this field, or at least tie it, actually that's a good question. So in terms of block meeples, the situation is equal now. But the blocked meeples of red give him more points and further potential of expansion, while black meeples are completely trapped. Very good move here by 71st, not only grabbing 3 points but also threatening this connection, and now 71st will of course block this connection completely. He will put it over here and there will be no tiles remaining to fit in this hole because both monasteries are out. However, I think the reason why he's thinking, he's counting if there's still curves remaining. Let's check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Aha! So he actually doesn't even need to block this stuff. That's what he was counting. This is actually an important situation. Before you block, actually check if there are indeed remaining tiles that the opponent can use, and this means that red will not be able to join the field and black does not have to waste a move on this curve. Instead, he can do something else. For example, he can try blocking this connection over here, which sounds reasonable to me. He can try starting a ring road, which is a bit questionable given the low number of curves remaining. However, we got to remember that the simple curve is not only the only type of curves. There are also a few crossroads remaining. Actually, there are 3 crossroads remaining still in the game, and there are also some crossroads with a city. Doritos con una camina, as the Spanish-speaking and Portuguese-speaking Carcassonners call them. This move I'm not a huge fan of because red has not joined to his field yet, and what can happen is that black will just connect here, but red will stay put and will not do anything. Instead, if you want to re-attack this field, I think it's better to re-attack that field. Also, black could have considered trying to block this connection. Now, of course, black will score some nice juicy 4 points, which could win him the game. I'm still... yes, Elias. Hi, Elias. You are completely right about the ruins. I think you mentioned. Okay, well, maybe we can watch Mikhail's game right here. You're not blocked from these streams, but I wonder actually why so many players block each other. I normally don't. Well, actually, no, I have a few players blocked, and if you've been paying attention to my streams, you've seen my user interface. You've actually might have seen one player whom I blocked. I didn't address this issue on stream because nobody asked, but sometimes I block players if they're not particularly polite in the chat, so that's the reason. It's not like I have anything against anybody, but sometimes when people write certain things that are not the most pleasant to read, then I just maybe choose not to engage. Okay, that's of course now black gets his connection, but will that be enough? This is the question. Maybe 9 points. Well, actually now it's just +6, because in order to get the 9 points advantage, black will need to eat up this red meeple. And I would not meeple this road, actually. I think he's thinking about it. I would wait until I get a curve. For example, this the one remaining Dorito with the road. It should be coined in English. Like the word triangle should be replaced with a Dorito. Even if you live in Europe, where the Dorito snacks I don't think are available very well. Yeah, I know, right? They're playing so fast. I didn't expect that. Like we literally started 4 minutes after the game, 4 minutes after the start of the match. But I guess this means that we get to see more games because I know that the other Vladimir Kovalev, someone he will think. Actually, I really like his approach because he thinks even in situations where everything has already been decided. Like if he's 100% lost or 100% won, he will always try to find the best move just for practice purposes. Yeah, very good. Insurance. Good move. And but of course, 71st will now get this. Well, actually, that's a good question. Will he do that? Because it will only give him +2, right? Because you're adding a point to visitor queue, and you're also giving, but you're giving yourself 3 points. So maybe probably if I were 71st, I would just grab 2 points elsewhere and then do something more meaningful with my last. Oh no, you can grab 3 points here. Obviously, this move is better because you're grabbing 3 points instead of grabbing 2 points. But also, of course, you need to calculate whether that will be even enough. Well, let's check this out. Black is at +2. Fields are completely equal. No, he's actually at +3 in field, so black is at +5. But this +5 is compensated by the road. But red has 2 ruins, which give him 11 points. And the ruins of black give him 6 points. So black needs 5 more points to win, which is completely doable. He can take 3 points over here and 2 points elsewhere, perhaps. Ooh! Wow. You check this out. That's an interesting calculation. So at the moment, black is at -1. And basically, it all comes down to the curve. If he gets the curve, he wins. Possibly he calculated there were 2 curves, in which case this makes this move brilliant. If there is only 1 curve, this one, which visits a Q draw, then perhaps this hoping for the 50-50 was not completely necessary. Well, let's see. We just have to see for ourselves what the remaining tile is. That's interesting about the misclicks. I think that it's okay to take advantage of a misclick. Like, I personally don't like doing it. I don't like when my opponents misclick, but generally when I misclick and my opponents take advantage of it, I don't get particularly mad because, like misclick means that you are trying to play fast and save time. Well, you gotta acknowledge that Oh, Vladimir ended up hoping for the 50-50, which I think was not necessary. Or maybe I miscounted the points. Maybe that was correct after all. Yeah, Vladimir. Okay, let's check this out. Vladimir ended up losing by 3 points, right? Yeah. Oh. That was actually a good move by Vladimir, I think. Because if he had listened to me, he would have taken 3 points. He would have tied. But he would not have taken these 4 points. And so he would take a city for 3 points, which would give him -1 in total. So actually, by making this move, black gave himself at least a 50% chance to win over 0% chance to win. Remember that it's always better at the end of the game not to score the move that gives you the most points, but give you the move that gives you the best win probability in your given situation. Sometimes you can find a 100% win probability. In this case, black realized that the best he could hope for was 50%, and he got his 50%. Well played there, and but of course it was a coin flip, and red won the coin flip. So congratulations for Visitor Q for taking down the first game against one of Russia's best players. Definitely a notable achievement there. However, I have to say, I think the move that lost black the game was this field meeple here, which was definitely premature. I was calling it, right? So red played excellently here. So he knew that black would be connecting. And then he just decided to stay put and keep his 3 points. This is a very common, well, not actually as common, but this is a very good advanced farming technique where you sort of attack the field. If you realize that you're not going to win the field, then you just got to save your losses and like keep these small fields for 3 points. So definitely good idea to do that. All right, let's just look at the second game because these players probably will be done really fast.